Hi there folks, I've been asked a few times to put together a little lesson for my Defenders of the Earth theme song cover that you just watched. Thanks for watching. What I'll try and do is go through and kind of pick out the parts that you'd need to play a recognisable version of this. I'll show you the kind of the rhythm guitar part that I wrote to go along with it as well. Which you can kind of hear on the recording. I just put that into Guitar Pro, so it's just playing in MIDI, just really basic. I'll show you that, and I'll show you a couple of the extra little frills that I throw in as well. I recorded this in a time where I was being quite liberal with the whammy bar. As such, this is a little bit rattly now, so apologies for that as we go along. Okay, so first up then, you're going to get that kind of chant, that Defenders of the Earth. Okay, which is that 6th fret D string, 8th fret, 10th fret, and that's the sort of basic part. Then you get the kind of the secondary vocals, the backing vocals. They kind of do that Defenders. I kind of go for that. So I've tried to pick up as much of the kind of vocal stuff as I can on guitar. So my interpretation of that was kind of that slide from 5 up to 10, back down to 5. Okay, and you could then sort of slide out of that. Okay, or like I do in the video, you can give that a bit of bar. Okay. That kind of works. That's really the basic part. If you wanted to put some chords behind that, that is an A flat note. It would be an A flat 5 or an A flat power chord. Okay. A flat, B flat, C. Track's kind of in C minor. Okay, you'll see me on the track at that point. Do one of those, okay, one of those big squeaky boys. So the way I go about that then is on the downwards dip, okay, I hit a harmonic here. It's in between the 2nd and the 3rd frets, and it's quite amazing actually how many harmonics live in between the 2nd and the 3rd fret. You'll find guys often kind of going for those for these big pulls. You know, Dimebags, Kirk Hammett, sort of Master of Puppets, you know, often get these kind of that kind of business. And I mean, just there, you sort of get like 2 or 3 harmonics just in that space between 2 and 3. So as you bend down, or as you dip down, I'm going to hit one of these harmonics here whilst it's down, and then get your hand out of the way. Obviously, you want that natural harmonic to ring, and pull up, and let it come back down again. Okay, so it's got that kind of Steve Vai kind of big harmonic pull there, okay? You don't have to throw that in, that's not there on the track. All you'd really need would be that, or if you want to go the extra mile, that, okay? But there you go, that is what I do for that very first little bit. Right, next up then, I guess would be like the first verse. It's kind of, the lyrics are doing like the first character. So first verse, first introduction, and now we're thinking 10th fret on the G string, okay, so an F note, and we're going to bend. So classic kind of pentatonic sort of phrase. So those are the notes. Okay, G, F, E flat, G, but we're going to articulate that. Bends, and I would imagine on the video I'll give that a bit of a vibrato off the bar as well. Second phrase, again still really sort of pentatonic. G, F, E flat, C. Okay, so that's your kind of first vocal line. Okay. carry on in that same position. Okay. 8th fret on the G, E flat, 3 times, F, E flat, F, hit it again, bend up to G, back down to E flat, down to C. Okay, so that line. Okay, and then on the end, that's the character's name. I forget which name it is, apologies to you die-hard fans. Okay, and then if you want a bit of bar on there to articulate that. Okay, so once again, that whole kind of first character there. Just come to me, Flash Gordon, right? That's the first line. Flash Gordon. Right, there you go, that's the first line. Right, second line, we've got, okay, unison bend, right? So that's the 8th fret on the B, 10th fret on the G, so that's a G note, that's an F note. What you're going to do is bend this F up 2 frets so that it hits the G note. That's why we call it a unison bend, because we're bending this note to be in unison with the other. Now you might have a little trouble with the pitching on that. If you've got like a floating bridge like I've got here, what happens on these style guitars is you bend up one string, the other strings go down. So do the best you can with that, try and match out the pitches as best you can. You can usually find a kind of sweet spot where it doesn't sound awful, right? So 4 of those in quick succession. 4th one rings out slightly longer and then you hit it again. Okay, then do it one more time, but bring it down, hit the 8th fret on the G, come down to this C note, 10th fret on the D. If you want a bar out of that as well. Okay, so that's your first phrase there. You can bend each time like that, or you can re-pick the bend and just bend in some of them. I'll let you explore the phrasing of that. Okay, this is just my interpretation of those notes. Now, you could just play a G note. That would suffice, okay? It just sounds to me like the vocals are being a little bit more aggressive at that point, so I was trying to emulate that a bit on guitar. Okay, next part. Very much like on the previous line. In fact, all of that's the same there, that bar. And then the ending phrase on this line is slightly different rhythmically. Okay. Bend 10 up to 12 on the G. Down. Hit the 8th fret and then slide 10 down to 5. Okay, and you can do that with your 3rd finger like I did there. You might like to go down with your 1st finger. The reason for that is that the next phrase kind of suits having your 1st finger at the 5th fret. 8, the G note on the B. 5th fret on the G string, C note. Okay, that's your second line, and that culminates then in this. So a return of that to the earth, defenders. Okay. occasion that time around of that sort of follow up, that backing vocal. So same there, G string, 6, 8, 10, and then up to 12 on the G, 13 on the B, back to 12 on the G. Okay, so all of the second line then. There you go, second line. Right, third line then. I think I remember this is Mandrake. So this kind of verse here. So sort of the track changes up a little bit. I think in terms of harmony and kind of everything that's going on here, to kind of reflect the mysterious Mandrake, okay, and his magic and illusions. So we start the 8th fret on the G. We're going to get down to the 3rd fret on the G. So this is mostly kind of along one string, this section. Okay, that's roughly it, okay. You see I'll chuck in a little bit of bar articulation in there, a bit of brass off the bar. You can do that if you like or not, but those are the basic notes, okay? And I think I was slightly loose with the phrasing on this when I recorded the kind of the cover, but those are the notes, so try and match them up to how you kind of hear that melody in your head for that section. That's the Mandrake line there, I believe, okay. So yeah, so that's it really, sliding 8 down 3, up to 4, 8, 3, 4, 8, 3, 4, 8, 3, 4. Okay, you can really play about with the phrasing in there, chuck some wire on that or something and really have some fun with it. And then 8, 9 or 8, 4 if you want on the end. And at the end of that line you'll also get a and I bring back that part from the intro so you can get your hook, big slide 5 to 10, and also I throw in one of those big kind of harmonics there as well. Okay, so that's the Mandrake section there. Okay, right, so 4th character then to be introduced. The vocals go kind of similar to the second line where they get a little bit more aggressive, so again I go for that unison bend. Remember the G note, 8th fret on the B string, F note, 10th fret on the G. We're going to try and sync them up. Actually starts very similar to before when we did this. Okay. Almost the same phrase. Okay. So 4 in quick succession. With the 4th one ringing out slightly longer. 5th hit. And then you're going to do a 6th hit on the end. And we cross it to the next bar. And we do at descent, okay? So it's almost the same as when you did it before with one extra hit in there. Okay? And again, you can slide out of that, you can bar it, whatever you like, okay? Then we've got that same phrase that we've had on the 1st and 2nd lines. Almost finished the same way that we have done before. We bend the 10, up to 12, down, then back to 8, then we hit 10, we bend that up. Okay, And then for our character name, bend up, down, and get down to 5. Okay, so we should have something like this, I think. Okay, along those sort of lines, or more barry, if you like, on the end. Then you're going to go into your hook again, and this time it's the hook with that on top. Okay, and descent down. Right, so I'll do that, those sort of bits there. Let's have. Should have something like that. Okay, right, 5th section of this. You kick into it with this, which is essentially it's like an F power chord here. F note, so 8th fret on the A string, and C, 10th fret on the D string. That's it. Okay, then 8th fret on the G, so we're kind of like ascending. 10th fret on the G. Okay, up there. Then, okay, more of those unison bends. Bend up and down. Pick up A. Bend again. Okay, give that some bar or some vibrato if you want. Okay, right, and then you're on to the ending. So for the end, what we're going to do is we're going to bring back our Defenders of the Earth. Okay, so there's that one again. Okay, so nothing you haven't done before at this point. And then the final phrase, kind of it cuts short and then goes out on a big high note. So you get Defenders of the, okay, and it pauses there. Defenders of the, okay, and I'll do a big bend up there for Earth. So it should be like Defenders of the Earth, okay, but because we can on the guitar, we're going to jump up to that really high note. Up there. Now I'm hitting that with a bend on the 23rd fret of the B string. Okay. Now you might not have 23 frets, but never fear. There's a solid rule across most of the strings of the guitar that if you take a note, go back 5 frets and across, you'll find that same note on the next string. It actually works on all of the strings except between the G and the B when it's 4 frets. Okay, so 23, we got a quick maths test for you and for me. 23 minus 5, right? So that should be 18. Okay, by my book, gold star if you did that all in your head. Alright, so back to the 18th fret. Or hang on, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. Okay, back there, we found it. Right, 18th fret and across 1. So down here. So that there, 18th fret on the E string, it's the same note as the 23rd on the B, right? They're both B flat notes. And here, I bend this up 2 frets, so it goes from B flat to C. You can just do the same here. So if you've got an electric guitar, you should definitely have at least 18 frets, okay? Okay, and you can just bend it out once. That's all it needs. But if you want to give it a nice big wide bit of vibrato, okay, just do like a quick double bend. It's basically the same thing. And then slide out. Oh. Okay, and that's the ending. So let's just do that last section one more time then. So you'll have. Okay, and that's it, and that brings you to the end of the melody. Right, let's look at some rhythm guitar we can put behind this then. So, to my ears, it wants to be rocky kind of power chords to give this that nice kind of sort of 80s kind of rock feel that it's got. So, I would try and sync up with the Defenders of the Earth with power chords. Okay, so that's A flat, B flat, C. Okay, then extra B flat, C. Then there's this little phrase over here, G to C, that's 3rd fret on the E string, dropping down to the A string. Okay, and you come in, you want to actually come in here, if you count yourself in, you want to come in on the end of 2. So you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, okay, end of 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4. Okay, that's the rhythm for that part there. Listen to the track, you'll pick that up. Through the main verses then, you're going to have this going on. Palm muting with power chords. That's A flat, B flat, C again. And second time start the same. A flat, B flat, then drop to G, F. Okay, timing wise, as you find with a lot of these kind of theme tunes and soundtracks, when you look into them, there's often some odd little timing things going on. So there's actually a 2/4 bar at the end of each line of this melody. So as you go through there, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay. So that's it. You could divide that up differently if you wanted to. You could think of the G as the 2/4 bar. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4. But the first way is how I wrote it down. So take that for what you will. Second line is exactly the same. Okay, the rhythm behind that is going to be. Still a 2/4 bar. Then we carry that F on slightly longer for a beat and a half, and then we go into our Defenders of the Earth phrase. Okay, so we'd have second line of vocals. We'll do this. Two. Okay. 2/4 bar at the end of that phrase there as well. Right, then we go into Mandrake's section, and this is a little odd. I kind of have written a rhythm part here to try and sit alongside melody in all its weird and wonderful glory. So I would suggest trying something like this, and you could break this down to single notes if you like, but I've gone for this to kind of fatten it up. We've got an E flat power chord here, so that's 6 on the A string, making your power chord there, and then okay, just one finger across the 2 strings. So kind of E flat over B flat, yes. Okay. 2 there, 2, and then we're going into this, what really is kind of like a little a major third between B and D sharp. Okay. E flat, we called it previously. It's just the same note, depending on which day of the week it is. Okay. That's 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3 there, and then we go back to the E flat here. Okay, so rhythmically this is a little odd. It kind of adds up across 2 bars. Okay, so 2, 2, 3. Okay, then 2, 3, 4. Right. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. Bit mad. Okay, then keep that down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Keep that going then. Until you end up back in that hook. Okay, so I'll try and play that section for you. Let's go for a while. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whole bar gap at the end of that line. Okay, so that's Mandrake's section. A little bit mad. You might like to strip that down as single notes to help find your way through there. See what you can do. Right, so then you're back to another kind of regular verse. So you're back to... Okay, then you're into your final section and you get this nice raising part here. Right, so F hammer chord down here, first fret of the E, it's a whole bar, 2, 3, 4, 4th fret, 1, 2, 3, 4. 6th fret, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we drop down to G, so 3rd fret, and I played this. Okay, so that's with the muting, right? You're off, on, off, on, off, on, off. Okay, so it's a single, double, single, double, and then a single. Okay. Something like that. Then we are our hook to finish. Okay. Remember on the end, okay, there's that little gap. Okay, there you go. So that's kind of an idea of some rhythm you could put behind that then. Okay, that's roughly what I sort of had in mind when I wrote my arrangement of it, how I kind of interpreted the track. That might give you some ideas to play around with and do your own thing with it. Okay, so hopefully that has been helpful, and I'll see you around. Let me know if there's any other lessons that you want to see on my channel. Remember to check out the video description down below. You can get tab down there. You can find links to find me over on Patreon if you want to get tabs and exclusive rewards and lesson discounts, all that kind of business. And yeah, thanks for watching. Take care.